Hey traders from around the world, what's going on? Holla at your boy. It's me, Jeremy Alexander Newsome with Real Life Trading. I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. It is Monday. What a gloriously, stupendously wonderful, life-changing weekend I had this past Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was amazing. Accomplished so much. Got to spend an incredible amount of time with some wonderful people. Man, it was a good weekend. Today is, in fact, the 19th of December. So a few days and the markets will actually be closed. So this time next week, there is no market, just as a reminder. So make sure to spend time with your friends, your family, your loved ones. Be happy, be merry, give gifts of positivity and encouragement and love and hugs and smiles and kisses and food and drink. Have an amazing, absolutely fantastic holiday season, my friends. All right, so let's talk about the broader markets here. A little bit boring today, honestly. A profitable day, but a boring day. Here's SPY and the broad markets. If I had to kind of guess, which I usually do anyway, so if I had to guess what I think the market does, really over the next week is probably a slow pattering higher. That's my guess. With lower volume coming in this week and next, it really wouldn't surprise me if we get something similar to what happened back in here as we were approaching the Thanksgiving holiday. We just slowly creeped on higher. After the holiday came in, we traded down to the 10 and we bounced. So we've already traded down to the 10. So yeah, I think we could continue bouncing and just slowly, ever so effortlessly trade higher on the SPY. So only time will tell, of course, but right now I'm watching to see exactly what's going to happen. If anything, it probably, and we could probably just trade sideways and form a little bit of a pennant, and then at the 2017 mark, we either roll over and retest this 219.55 level, or we break up higher to a target that I have on the SPY, 233.72. That's my next target. I mentioned we're going to hit that in either quarter one or quarter two. Probably quarter two of 2017, just a guess. But of course, as long as we trade higher, the bullish market appears that it will remain intact. So that's the SPY. I'll be watching for that one pretty closely just to make something interesting. Here's the Dow Jones. The Dow still in a pennant pattern. I am keeping an eye on it for it to potentially break bearish, but a gorgeous pennant. So folks, if we make some higher highs tomorrow, we are still bullish on a shorter term level. And keep in mind, I'm using the term shorter term. Be quick about it. If you're going to get in bullish up here, if you haven't gotten in bullish for the last month and a half, if you're getting in bullish now, it's going to be a quicker move. So get in, get out, and then for the IRAs, the 401ks, if you guys are not in, wait for those nicer pullbacks in the market before you start loading up. Here's the Qs, which did battle with this all-time resistance. So this 120.50 area on the Qs is an all-time high. So yes, we did make some all-time highs last week on the QQQ. And when I say all-time highs, that means we finally broke through that 2000 tech bubble highs on the Qs, which was, according to TradingView, 120.50. So pretty marvelous that we did that, that we made that accomplishment on the Qs. So yeah, all markets, we're at all-time highs. That's pretty much what's going on. The IWM, everything. Not today necessarily, but the last week or so. So again, IWM, if I'm pulling up the exponential moving averages, we took a trade bearish on this one in one day last week from the Federal Reserve, Wednesday to Thursday. That was it. Traded to the 10, and that was all she wrote on the IWM. So from here, we bounced off the 10. I wouldn't be surprised if we continue higher. Very interesting market, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastically curious to see exactly how it plays out. Want to share a chart that was posted by Mr. Donald in the afternoon trading room. This is just kind of his idea on what he thinks is going to happen, and I like it a lot. So he's kind of saying, I'm going to make a prediction and say that we are now seeing in the Dow will continue into the upper trend line. So this is the actual Dow Jones. So he's saying that we're going to likely at some point continue higher into about 21,000 and some change, which I really do agree with. I think that makes a lot of sense. So very good chart, Don. Thanks for sharing that with myself and with everyone else as of now. You guys rock, man. Thanks so much. Great chart. I really do agree with that analysis. So my good buddy Ricky wanted Ricky all the way over there in Australia wanted me to bring this one to your guys' attention. This is Bit Auto Holdings, ticker symbol BITA, and he's watching this one and you might guess for a bounce. So BITA has been down at this price range before. Check out this previous IPO price all the way back here at 13.65 and some change. I'm not saying it's going to trade down to that exact price, but this is a level that this stock has bounced off of before. If we come over here to a daily chart, here's the daily chart, and you'll notice that we got a really, really good support. And just the other day or two, you got a good bullish candle with good volume on ticker symbol BITA. So if you're one looking at trading at bullish, you could just simply consider a bullish entry at 1848 with a stop below this channel somewhere. And obviously that would likely be a little bit of a longer term swing trade. It could take 5 or 6 months to play out. But overall, great trade, Ricky. Awesome stuff, man. I love it. Another trader was actually Ricky's buddy, Mickey, Ricky and Mickey. Mickey was looking at GoPro, ticker symbol GPRO, as another potential buy low, sell high setup. So GoPro is back to the exact same support that it's bounced off of before. You did have a good Morningstar reversal the last 3 days. Volume did come in on Friday on GoPro. So if you're watching that one to be bullish, it makes sense to me. This is one that I actually also set up in the new rendition of the intermediate series. So here's your daily chart. If we really, really zoom in here, the more cautious traders will wait for a break above the high of yesterday's candle. On more aggressive traders, here's your hourly chart. And you got a good little move here on the hourly time frame. Kind of looks like it wants to build an inverted head and shoulders pattern. Maybe. Fundamentally, GoPro is still getting beat up a little bit, but as far as the technicals are concerned, it is out of support, and it might not bounce perfectly over the next week or two, but at least keep your eyes on it down here to see what's going on. Speaking of another very speculative stock, I've gotten a lot of requests for dry ships the last few days. This one, a fantastic chart that just is a visual representation of chasing the sentiment and chasing the trade. This stock pops, massively, huge percents in 4 or 5 days, and then just got shredded all the way back down. And so now some traders are looking to either recoup their losses or get back in on a potential gainer. I would agree that this is an opportunity down here to at least mitigate risk just in case dry ships does have another cataclysmically strong bullish move. So on the hourly time frame, well, actually this is the daily time frame. So you'll notice on the 15th of December, very strong one white soldier candle. Here's your hourly chart. And I was watching this one all day on Friday, never got a good bullish signal. So for today, today's Monday, so tomorrow, the next week, you could be looking at 544 by 464. And again, don't bet the bank on this one, just risk your 1R because dry ships easily could continue to go lower. In fact, that's exactly what I think is going to happen over the next few days or weeks. But if by some random chance you do get a little bit of a pop out of here, it could be a pretty sizable move and something like that. So, here's your resistance. So if anything, that's a trade that I would expect to be a quick one. So you're looking for that to be a week or two at the most, maybe even shorter than that. But you're welcome to keep an eye on it. I will be watching it today, close with almost a perfect doji. And just in case we get this big move again or something similar, yeah, it's going to be on my list. So interesting, this week we actually have 2 earnings coming out. Micron Technology, a very popular stock here at the Real Life Trading headquarters. Here's your long-term moving averages, and the 100 simple is at 1732. So my guess on Micron, if we gap down to this area, you guys guessed it, I'm looking to go long. Buy the dip if that does in fact happen. Obviously, it's a very nice bullish trend. 1804 is a strong resistance. If we gap down there, buy low, sell high. And of course, we have a nice, beautiful pennant pattern. So what if we gap bullish above 21 and some change on earnings? Well, same thing applies. I'm going to be looking to get in bullish if it does gap up. So Micron, a fun one to trade shares on, a fun one to trade options on, a fun one to sell options on. It's just a fun stock in general. I like it. The other one, big name, Nike, ticker symbol NKE. And Nike's just been hanging out this support down here for a little bit. Here's a weekly chart just to show you how strong the support is. And really, I would kind of prefer to get Nike down at this $46 level. Keep your eyes out for this potential flag. Here's the last time I did my analysis on Nike, and I think this is going to come to fruition potentially depending on earnings. This was posted a little over a month ago. Let's see if it can load. It's probably going to take a second. But anyway, bottom line is there it is. So I was looking for a sideways trade, and then likely for it to gap down, retest, and trade lower, and then that would be the buying opportunity. So you'll notice as of right now, we have gotten the sideways move down. So, we didn't break lower, but we're at least trading sideways. So if Nike does in fact gap down to earnings, now this is a big if, I have no idea if it does. If it does, it probably will trade into that $47, $46 price range, especially if Nike opens below this white candle on the 2nd of November. We open below there, we're definitely going to go a little bit lower. Now, if, just on the flip side, if Nike opens above this resistance right here, and clears that level, that would be a pretty bullish gap in my opinion, because again, 48.74 is a strong support on Nike. So just something to keep in mind. Big earnings coming out this week on both of those, and be interesting to see exactly what transpires. Got 2 or 3 other ones. A lot of traders played Disney today for a little bit of a gain. Feel free to watch Disney. Today was a bullish gap, and I was able to snag half an R day trading weekly options on Disney with this exact setup right here. The entry 105.50. So once it opened, let me show you the reason I set this trade up. I was trading options on it. So here's the hourly chart with extended hours on, and it was a resistance. So it was gapping above resistance. Here's a support, and it was opening above there. So I said, okay, I want to pull back, dip, and then buy that bounce. So that's what I did on the option. This stop is more or less for a swing trade perspective. So if you're looking at Disney, here's the reason I'm not taking it on a swing trade, at least yet. I'm not saying it's a bad trade. I did watch with my good buddy Adam. I did get a chance to watch the new Star Wars movie. It was amazing, and I think a lot of people are enjoying it, and that might be the cause of Disney moving bullish right now. But you have this really, really good resistance here at 106.59. So that's why I didn't take the swing trade with that exact setup you're seeing, but I did take the day trade and was able to get half an R on that particular trade. Just watch this resistance on Disney, because if I come out here to a weekly chart, as good as the movie is, it easily could create a large channel, which would be very, very fun and amazing to trade. If that actually happens, I'm not sure. Sometimes Disney can get a little bit goofy, but I'll make sure that I'll be watching that one very closely. So that is Disney. The other profitable day trade that we placed, we actually had some really good trades. Data, DATA. I posted this one in both our Slack channel over here and also on Twitter. So Data posted this one at 111 this afternoon. Here was the setup right here. So I wanted to short it at 43.33, the stop at 43.19. That is 16 cents of risk. 16 cents of risk times 2 is 32 cents. So the target was $43, which we did hit on DATA. So here's a 5-minute chart. So just a kind of a cool, quick little 2 hours in the afternoon from Data. That was nice. My good buddy Dean Chance in Gainesville, Florida gave me that one. So Dean, thank you so much for a Data 2R. And then of course Latoya, it's not a day trade if she's not making money. Here's FCX. She played FCX bearish. A lot of the trading rooms snagged this little rollover right there on FCX after it had a nice bearish retest gap. As of right now though, I know I have a lot of drawings on this one. I'm looking to go long on FCX. I'm watching this one very closely. It is in my buy zone for a longer term setup on FCX. So anyone who likes that particular stock, I'm absolutely watching it down here. $12.50 December week 5 put sale. Ford's got a $13 put sale. In that green zone, longer term level, here's your weekly chart. FCX looks pretty decent for, like, I'm talking 2 to 5 year buy low sell kind of level. And a lot of other traders also made some good money on MetLife. This is another bearish gap and go that we traded profitably on Friday, and a few other traders traded that follow through today. So Rob, Dean, Latoya, a few other traders, congratulations. Beautiful stuff on that one. Here is ticker symbol O, which is Realty Income Corporate. This is a REIT, which is a real estate investment trust, and it is out of support. I did a $55 put sale that expired last Friday on this one, and didn't get put to stock, obviously. But nice little accumulation phase down here. Retest gap today. Volume is picking up. A buy low, sell high opportunity for this REIT, which does pay a nice dividend if you want to keep your eyes on that one. Mankind, MNKD. This is a very interesting semi-penny stock, of course. Not very expensive, but another one to watch for a potential aggressive, not very expensive trade. So on Mankind, this is kind of the neckline right here for a triple bottom, inverted head and shoulders thing. Pretty much a limit buy at about 69 cents could be the opportunity there, and your stop could be, I don't know, 0, or your stop could be 36 cents. It really just depends on how you want to play that one. I'm not saying this is a long-term investment by any means. You probably wouldn't want to buy this and hold on it for years or anything. But for a invert head and shoulders, this is a good possibility if it pulls back for a buying opportunity on ticker symbol MNKD. So feel free to keep an eye on that one. Made the headline today in Yahoo Finance. And last but not least, CLVS moving pretty strong today. Did get halted at one point. Giant upper shadow. Here is the resistance level that this is breaking out of. This resistance here at about $40.30. The implied volatility is really high on this stock. Good for option selling, not that great for option buying. So just keep your eyes on that implied volatility of the options if you're looking at playing CLVS. Some good volume coming out today, a good potential breakout, another pretty volatile stock to just simply keep your eyes on and trade and follow your plan with that one as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in to your free Monday Real Life Stock Review. The next stock review is coming out on Wednesday. I will see you guys on that day. And until then, remember, love life, and trade. You guys rock. Bye.